Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another horror movie night. Tonight I will be reviewing Hell Night, released in 1981. Hell Night stars Linda Blair, Peter Barton, Vincent Van Patten, Suki Goodwin, and Kevin Brophy. Hell Night is directed by DeSimone. Now, this is one of those films that after Erwin Yablans had a bit of a falling out with Carpenter on the Halloween films, that he started doing his own slasher films because he did not like the direction that Carpenter went with on Halloween 2, and later on he really did not like the direction that he went with Halloween 3. He hated that movie for whatever reason. I love it, as you can see in my review. But this was one of those where he started to go off and do his own films like this. And this one, he chose a fairly competent director, DeSimone, and it's got three really good actors in it with Linda Blair, Peter Barton, and Vincent Van Patten. And Linda Blair, as Marty Gans in this, is really good as the, main final girl of the film. Peter Barton plays a character named Jeff Reed. Peter Barton, yeah, he's definitely a pretty man. Now, those of you who are Quentin Tarantino fans will get that reference. But Peter's good in this. I liked him in this, and I liked him in Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. And I liked him in the TV series that he did, The Adventures of Matthew Starr, with Amy Steele. He was really good in that. I don't know what the hell ever happened to the guy. I mean, I thought he was pretty good. And Vincent Van Patten plays the character named Seth in this, and he is like the best friend to Jeff. And he's a really good character. He's just, the rest of the cast, Suki Goodwin, Kevin Brophy plays a complete dick with Peter Bennett, and he's not in there long, though, so, I mean... But the story involves Kevin Brophy's Peter setting up Linda, Peter, Vincent, and Suki to stay in the Garth Manor. Stay there overnight as part of a pledge thing with the fraternity that they're with and everything. And the whole time he's planning on pranking them and pulling all sorts of ghost things, trying to fool them and trick them and scare them, and make them not stay there the whole night. Which doesn't work. They realize that he's, pranking them. But in the midst of all of this, turns out Garth Manor does have some, not ghosts, something much more dangerous than ghosts. The Garth brothers are there. And Morris and Andrew Garth are pretty interesting. Andrew, for the most part, is badass. He is a badass slasher villain, in my opinion. Morris, not so much so. But the characters are played by, from what I've heard in interviews, they were played by German locals, not real actors. Their performances didn't have to be that great because they were just playing these silent monsters growling and groaning and stuff. So apparently they didn't speak a lot of English either. But that was fine because all they had to do was come in and grunt and groan, as these characters. But out of the two, like I said, Andrew made quite an impression. I've heard that, I believe the actor that played Morris died shortly after this film was released. So that's quite a downer that this poor guy passed away shortly after this film was released. But like I said, I mean, the story is pretty interesting and pretty good, and it is well acted by Linda Blair, Peter Barton, and Vincent Van Patten. Vincent Van Patten's character ends up, after Suki Goodwin's Denise is killed, he ends up valiantly deciding to go for help. As they realize that someone is in that house trying to kill them. And he makes it out, gets away, and heads. And he has this really great little arc where he is trying to go get help. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a very good ending. That arc starts really well, and he ends up going to the police station. They don't believe him. And then when he tries to come back to save them with a weapon that he stole from one of the cops when they didn't believe him, he is systematically dispatched in the worst way. It is the worst death scene ever. And it's really sad because, I mean, Vincent Van Patten's Seth was a good enough character. He deserved a really good death scene if you're going to kill his character off. But no, he just gets grabbed.
You should have seen him, man. He was like an animal.
That's it. That's it. We never see him again. So that was unfortunate that they did that, but they more than made up for it with Denise's death, and Kevin Brophy's Peter gets a really good death scene too because he's a dick of a character. So that was a pretty good death scene. But the mother of all great deaths in this film has to go to that pretty man, Peter Barton, as Jeff. Andrew literally press slams his ass off a balcony on top of fence spikes. Yeah, that is a kick-ass death right there. And Andrew himself, during the final confrontation with Linda, he gets a pretty fucking gnarly death sequence as well. But yeah, I've always really loved this film. It's well acted. The atmosphere around it feels almost less like the slasher films of the time, but it feels more like that Tom DeSimone was inspired by the Hammer films as far as their style and everything. So it really does have those, atmospheric vibes of those classic great Hammer films. And that's probably one of the reasons I really like this film so much. So, my final review of Hell Night from 1981. I am going to give this film a 8.4 out of 10. This, I mean, if they would have had a little bit better actress playing Denise and some of the other characters working with Kevin Brophy, because Kevin Brophy's not really bad. It's just some of the people working with him in his little clique, they're not that great. But, you know, you can't win them all, and you got 3 great performances in this. One is hampered by the way that the character is ended, of course, as I've said before, with Seth. But, if you have not seen this film, I implore you, go out and watch it. If you have seen it, what do you think? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below, because I really want to know what you guys think. Anyway, if you like this video, do not forget to smash that like, share, and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon to be notified about future videos. Anyway, that's the end of another horror movie night. I hope you guys will join us tomorrow as we will be debuting Buddy Campbell's #First Ones Here. Hope to see you then. Thanks for watching.